Hey, happy Monday? Is it Monday? I don't know. Happy someday to everybody out there. I hope wherever you're at and whatever day you're watching, that this is a good one for you. As you can see, I still have everything set up for the inaugural episode of Thoughts Between the Railheads. I had intended on leaving this black paper material, not paper material, just black material. It's landscaping material. I was going to leave that up in here, and I absolutely hate it. So I'm going to take it down in here. It may be in a couple of spots, but it's actually in my way with everything. And I truly feel that it makes it feel smaller in here, even though it's 12 foot by 26 in this room. So that's going to come down here in the next couple of days. I am still cleaning and organizing, but it's cleaner and more organized now. So a lot of stuff's been put away and put out of the way and put up where it's going to stay at. Start off with some big news. I don't know if I mentioned this in the last video, but I probably did. I am discussing with Spencer slash 3D on eBay about modifying one of his concrete arch bridges to fit here. So one piece will fit on this side, the other one will fit on this side, and the MTH bridge that I've been talking about off and on for the last 7-8 months will span the river right here. I will show you that bridge in just a second. If this is your first time watching, hey, welcome aboard, and hope you enjoy this. If you watched from the very beginning, you saw there was like a little sign that said not safe for your family members, so I may swear here and there. I try my best not to, but every now and then something comes out. I've never said the F word on YouTube so far, and tonight will not be the first. Let's go ahead and come down this direction and let's show you the huge news. I have got the bench work done from the back room, which I call the workshop, all the way to the far corner. That is 43 feet from this corner right back here in the little town called Cartridge, all the way down this wall to the interlocker way down there at that corner is exactly 70 feet. So that's over a scale mile. I think that's going to be pretty cool watching the train come down through there at a scale 30 mile an hour. That's going to take just over 2 minutes. I think that's pretty cool. I did start working on the bench work here, as in I finished drilling the bus wire holes in a couple of the pieces that I did not do. I have this piece screwed in. I have the Luan glued and stapled on. Same thing with this section right here. The Luan is glued and stapled down. I still need to secure the foam to everything, and I'll be working on that probably this week. From this section right here all the way down to the corner right there, I have all the foam cut and installed. I did not have to go buy foam, but I kind of did a little, I went cheap in a way, because I have so much extra foam after I cut off my 30 inches for the width of the bench work. I had a lot of sections, so I just started cutting up sections and putting them in. And for the most part, they look pretty good in the two places I did it. If you look right here, I don't know if you can see that, it dips down and dips back up. So there's about a 1/16 of an inch gap right in here between my fingers. What I'll do there is I'll just take some joint compound or some spackle, and I'll smear it over there and level it out a little bit. I don't even have to sand it and make it perfect, as long as it's, you know, fairly good. I'm happy with that. Everything else is going pretty good. If you look here, there's a slight like angle. It's not perfectly straight between this piece and this piece. It's kind of a little hump. So I put an 8-foot section there, and that little hump will, you know, it's like a transition piece, you know, between everything I built in the past, you know, 5 years. You know, I was only off by about maybe 1/8 of an inch coming all around all this bench work that I built. And if this is your first time watching any of my videos, I'll give you an overview here. This room here is 43 feet by 33 feet. And almost every bit of it is model trains. And then we got the back room. Once again, if this is your first time, this is all new for you. And yes, the trains go through the wall. You tell me that's not cool. Did my wife let me do that? My wife didn't know. What she don't know don't hurt. All right, so here's the big thing. I am going to, well, here's another big thing. Everything's a big thing to me. I'm just really excited that I've got all this bench work done, and I'm to the point where I can start gluing down the luan and the foam and start planning my yard, because I had this all planned out at one time on a program called Anyrail. It's like a CAD program just specifically made for model railroaders. And my computer crashed about 3 or 4 years ago, and I lost everything. And even though I have lifelong rights to the program, or the software, whatever you want to call it, so I can download it anytime I want. So I've decided I'm going to go ahead and download it again on my new laptop, and I'm going to use my Anyrail program to plan this whole section out over here. It's easy to plan a model railroad on paper, but sometimes when you're dealing with the size and scope that I am, that it was hard for me to visualize how long a 16-foot yard track would be or what have you. So right now, this tape measure is pulled out to 20 feet. And you can see 20 feet is pretty good size. I mean, everybody who knows, you know, anything about measuring, 20 foot's good, pretty good. If you fell 20 feet, you break your freaking neck. But I'm thinking 20 feet for my yard. At the same time, I'm thinking that's too much. But at the same time, I wanted each track to hold about 30 to 40 cars. Because when you work this yard, you have to work it from the east end, if I got my directions right. And the lead will take you down there all the way past that bridge to where it goes single track, to bridge interlocking. And you could hold, in the old layout setup that I had, you could hold about 30 cars, or hold on to about 30 cars while you worked your yard, or worked the yard and built your train. And I would like to keep it 30 to 40, because shoving anything more than that in HO scale, you're probably going to have some issues. And especially working in yards, going up yard leads and stuff like that. Mainline shove, I can do pretty good on my layout because I got big curves and stuff like that. But needless to say, I'm thinking maybe 20 might be too much. I might do 16 feet for the track that's closest to the edge, and therefore because the yard's going to be, like, you got mainline siding, and then all your yard tracks. And your ladder's going to come up at an angle like this. So the tracks closer to the wall will be longer than the tracks closer to the edge of the layout. So I'm thinking maybe 16 feet for the, I think I got 8 tracks planned for this. I got to double check my old plan and start building my new plan. Now, this is all yards, no engine facilities or anything. This piece right here used to be on my old layout. It's roughly, I think it's 30 inches by about 6 feet. That will be a standalone unit that will bolt into the side right in here and then stick out and then have legs that come down. And even though it's 3 feet wide, this whole section right here is about 7 feet. I'm sorry, 7 or 8 feet right here. So I have plenty of room to move around, walk around. And if there's operations going on, there's plenty of room for the crew to get around each other. I designed my layout so that I would not have to duck under anything. You know, I'm in my early 50s, and I started designing this when I was in my late 40s. And I decided then that I need to plan for the future for when I'm 65, 70, or older. Most every section is 8 feet long and can be, this layout could be disassembled with about 80 to 90% of it being saved and recycled. But that's my family's problems after I die. My son Justin said he wants all the trains. Sunshine, you're going to have to deal with that yourself. So, but I'm really happy with everything so far that I have designed, and in concept has worked. So proof of concept is right here. If you're new to the channel and never watched, this right here is a swinging gate. When you come in from the kitchen back here, you walk through, you come through the gate, and you close it, of course. And at that point, you do not have to duck under anything to work in the layout, with the exception of the main line and the coal tipple and the port that's going to be on the other side of that green wall and up against the panel wall over there. But that is another operational headache we will have to deal with at that time. I'm pretty sure that when someone gets that job, they'll be working on this side of the layout, and they will have to duck under to go over that way, or get permission from the dispatcher to open and then close the gate right there. But that's something else. Now the peninsula here will have a second level on here. There will be a grade that comes up from the back room that it comes up at 1%. I got some markings over here. Yeah, right there. So the 1% grade will end right there, and it'll be about 4 1/4 inches high. So none of this stuff will be seen as like a second level. You won't be able to see any of this with the exception of the very end of the curve over there where it's painted brown. And that will basically be like the inside of a tunnel or something like that, with, you know, half the tunnel missing, just so you can see your train go around. Because this is around 65 to 70 feet from the hole in the wall to where it's going to come out of the tunnel, and you'll be able to see your train again. There will be viewports, you know, placed strategically around the peninsula here, and then this whole area here where you'll see the 3 tracks that come around. And, you know, like I said, it'd be like the inside of a tunnel, but maybe I'll just make it like a big cut, and then we'll see what's up here. Oh, that's my wife's card she got for me. She's sweet. Now, this big old mountain monstrosity thing, that was an experiment. That was about $25 of foam, and I'm not going to say it was a waste of time, but I ended up not using it for anything whatsoever. The idea behind that was just to make something movable that I could put anywhere on the layout or near the layout or something like that as a backdrop to look like a mountain. It was good. It was a good practice tool, I guess, you know, and everything, but I would not recommend stacking a whole bunch of foam up there like that and then using spray foam. And here's another piece of scenery that I practice on, just an old piece of 2-inch foam. Just threw some stuff on there, just kind of practicing doing you know, a hill in the middle and some rocks and stuff like that. So I got a lot of this foam, and I do stuff like this all the time. And I've used this piece here to extend the layout in a couple of places to change the photo, to give the photo more depth and stuff like that. So, I mean, they have a purpose, but they will probably, they're not going to get gone, but, you know, they'll get put someplace and probably forgot about for a while. As you can see, I'm still cleaning, but this stuff here has places to go, and it's about to get there. I need to clean up my my cars and everything. I need to take another inventory. Every time I start my car inventory, something happens and I get messed up and I lose it, or I got to start over, or I buy a bunch of cars or sell some cars and stuff like that. But either way, things are happening. Things are happening. Well, with that, I hope you like cats. I got a little cat video at the end of this that's kind of funny. I figured I'd share with you. And a lot is going on the layout. So I'm going to go ahead and close this here. Like, subscribe, comment, share this video. Keep coming back, watching videos, and definitely go watch the another video or anything else, I mean, you want to do. I put a lot of photos on the community side, and little teasers and stuff there. Go watch some short videos. I got some pretty decent short videos. But I'm going to call it quits here. Thank you all very much for watching. Like, subscribe, comment. Come back tomorrow and see what I talk about next. What are you doing? Just... You are so special. And that's why you're not allowed in the train room, because I'm pretty sure you would go through a tunnel. But there's a British video with the cat coming through the tunnel. It's got like 27 billion views.